Big backwood, the little engine that could. All gas, no brake. Y'all know if she's cocaine. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up, fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up, fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. Big blunts, I'm trying to smoke a runs. Already zipped out the guts, come on and roll it up. If you ready to smoke, come on and fuck it up. I'ma hit your wood, but I can't roll it up. It's like in surgery, you gotta nip and tuck. Please don't add no paper, that shit fuck it up. Y'all be adding all grab for all the extra stuff. Straight weed, and hold the extra, please. A big black, white out, give me what I need. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. Pressure, put it in the air. Come on, little baby, we gon' play it fair. Right now, it should be big blunts everywhere. Come on, don't stand right there and stare. Pressure, put it in the air. Come on, little baby, we gon' play it fair. Right now, it should be big blunts everywhere. Come on, don't stand right there and stare. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. Catch that shit. I see you over there straight chiefin' and shit. Done sipped in the corner after hit our shit. Man, who the fuck invited this clown? Grabbing with the weed like ain't enough to go around. The bitch on these from my down. Cause everybody around here caught more than the pound. More than the pound. More than the pound. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. Fire up, roll up, whatever you call it. Spark up. What is the weed? What is the weed? What is the weed? Just fire the streets, please. You fire up. 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 You fire up.
I took a hit for the team. Took a bullet for the dream that we would one day all be free. Free from prejudice, free from sexism, free from bigotry. I die for creativity. I die for freedom to be free. I died and left a legacy. Oh, but baby, I still live through technology. The sun will start shining. What is the pain? And tears of pain. And tears of pain. And dashes of justification. Your destiny will manifest. Yes, BubzZz.
Welcome me, welcome you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another late night live here on BubzDaGawd, okay, with Bubz Flow. I'm looking rough, but that's all right, girl. We're going through our own spiritual transformations and growths. All of us, even Ron is. You know, ever since Ron started getting some of that money, baby, things kind of eased up a little bit. I ain't as mad as I was. I ain't gonna give y'all the same pressure as I was. I realized and I found the key to my own free will living. And no shade, that is a good thing to have. Because in this video, Ron does speak some facts in reference to when you focus on loving yourself, when you focus on caring for yourself, when you focus on what's good for you. That is a very good thing, and I agree with him on that. But the way that you were getting your message across is where the problem comes into play. Okay? But I'm not gonna lie, I am proud of Ron being able to think things through a little bit more, even though he does believe some of the same beliefs. He's realizing that if he loves himself, it doesn't matter what other people think or what they go through in their lives if it's not affecting him, right? And in a sense, I can understand that. But when there are other people in the world who literally, okay, are having these negative experiences about their quality of life, where racism does affect them. It may not affect you, but it affects them. Homophobia, it did affect you within the Black community, so we can't say that homophobia and queerphobia and transphobia and all this phobia is not real, okay? But it's just very interesting. I know that a lot of people have been calling him a conservative or a Black grifter, and a part of me wants to believe that he's not a grifter, but yet another part of me believes that he is, because once the money started to flow in, once the financial stability started to flow in, it was kind of like, okay, I'm calm, I'm cool, I don't have to worry about nothing. And I think that's the thing with all of us in America. Like, we could all use some money. We could all, if we all had enough money to be able to not just survive, but to live and thrive, I promise you a lot of the shit that we're dealing with now, we won't be dealing with, or it wouldn't be an issue right now. But let's get into his commentary, okay? And I'm gonna keep my promises. I already told y'all that I keep my damn promises, okay? And also, too, we're supposed to be having a second conversation on his platform, which I hope you haven't forgotten, okay? Because again, I'm trying to keep these conversations going. And I feel like if people can show up genuine and honest, and I believe that Ron is becoming more honest in his commentary. Again, when he just came out on the scene and was just, oh, I'm a Republican conservative, and just started spewing all this rhetoric that we hear a lot of right-wing politicians and conservatist people speak about the marginalized group of people, unfortunately. There was no context, there was no nuance, there wasn't any sort of other information to help us understand how you came to that perspective. So would I say he's a full grifter? No, but the money was all, I will believe that money was a motivating part of that. Because there were white people who did donate to you, and other conservatives who did Zelle you. He don't do CashApp because CashApp is cheap, bitch. I'm a CashApp bitch, so I guess I'm cheap. I mean, look at me. I look like I'm from the hood. Okay, I look like if I walk up in a grocery store, girl, I'm going to steal something, according to some people. But let's listen to his commentary, shall we? And again, this is not meant to denigrate Ron, to make fun of Ron. This is just when you put something on a public platform, you open yourself up for commentary. The same thing with me. People can get on live and say what the fuck and motherfucking kinky niggerdom do I have going on with my hair? Okay? With my strong ass face and my struggle beard, looking very rough right now. I clean up good, but in my spiritual phase, I'm very rough. So it's who I is. Okay? And before we get into Ron's commentary, what's going on, Deshaun? What's going on? I'm gonna have to really look at your messages too some more, because you sent me some more stuff. It's just I've been trying to relax this weekend. I got shit I got to do tomorrow too, so I'm preparing myself mentally and emotionally for that. But before we get into that, where is it at? Where is it at? Boom. Okay. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay. And I also give Ron Vuggotta or any other person who's conservative who wants to take my video and use it for their own talking points and to prove their own perspectives, I give you the right to do that as well. I can't give commentary and not want people to commentate on me. It's equal here. So anyway, let's get into what's up, Roki? What's going on? What's up, Nate? Let's get into this. Is the audio okay? Is the background music okay? Because I'm going to keep this background music. Okay? Because I just love the way it sounds and it's soothing to me. Okay? So with that being said, let's get into the actual response.
You know, I'm a conservative grifter. People wanted to say, you know, I'm just doing this to kiss white people ass. What's up, everyone? Woke and broke conservative commentary with Vuggotta. So, it's been almost a year since I came out conservative. I disappeared for a couple of months. Now,
been very fast.
In this year, I can say that nothing really happened the way people wanted to portray it to be, at least on the opposite end. People portrayed me being Republican, this whole, your hate crimes are gonna go up, your racial profiling, everything that's very liberal mindset thinking is absolutely not what happened. Maybe I could have finished college, but this white person should have took my ACT for me so I could have, you know, affirmative action my way through Harvard and free student loans, you know. I used to always...
But that wasn't the case, girl. We already know the situation that happened with the college thing. So in a sense, you did have slightly a nigga moment. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I think the person who's conservative, who is a black judge, I forgot what his name is, who's, I guess, on Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken, who affirmative action benefited him, and then he turned around and banned affirmative action. Girl, talking about gatekeeping at its best.
I always think, like, the older I got, the result of my life was because of racist white people, racist America, homophobes, things like that. Now, my life is so different. Yes, I've talked about Transformers. Yes, I've talked about black people issues. But all of that is under my umbrella of just wanting to preach, believe in yourself, believe that your life can change, believe that anything that you want to do in this world can be achieved. You have to be a Christian. That just is what it is. And
so that is the only way. That is the only way to salvation. That is the only way to abundance. That is the only way to prosperity. That is the only way to overflow, joy, peace, happiness, wealth, life, vitality, wellness, all these things, is that you have to be a Christian. Now, when you mean Christian, do you mean Christian in reference to organized religion's version of Christian, which is very kindergarten, very much preschool, very much basics? Or are you talking about Christian in reference to the philosophies of Christ, which was about love and inclusion and taking ownership of your own thoughts and your own emotions and not letting the outside world influence you? But even with the narrative of Christ, he was murdered. He still died. He loved himself, helped people, helped himself, even went away sometimes to make sure he was good. Did all these wonderful, miraculous things that a lot of Christian people talk about. They major in talking about it, but minor in actually applying it. And he actually lost his life. And even while he was on the cross, he even still said, Father, forgive them. So is that a level of Christianity or Christendom or Christhood that you are exemplifying? Now, you might be exemplifying the fact of loving yourself, which is good. I want you to do that. Because based off of the commentary, both on and off of YouTube that I've had with you or on you, you were going through an ego death. Again, I do my research on your YouTube channel before you came out as conservative. You was going through an ego death. And there was something transformative that happened for you in that moment. The fact that, yes, I don't have to use my body and throw my ass in a circle, in a rhombus, in a square in order for me to be valued. I don't have to sit up here and allow racism and classism and all these other isms that is affecting the people, honestly, truly, there's facts there, that I'm not going to allow that to happen to me. And there have been lots of Black people and queer people who have done just that. Mary P. Johnson, a Black trans woman, was the one that spearheaded the whole Stonewall movement, which is why people like me and you, Ron, can be ourselves. Black people pulled up their own laces and bootstraps when they didn't have them, and was able to do the damn thing, and was able to become something out of nothing. And look what happened. Black Wall Street, what happened? Whenever there's a rise of inclusion collectively, individually, they don't care about individually. If you're trying to get what's yours and you ain't helping nobody get theirs, and it's all about me, and my life and stuff like that only, they're not going to be worried about you. They don't see that as a threat. But for individuals who try to help others to grow, to evolve, to become better, for real, those are the ones that end up dealing with a lot of the bullshit. And again, I've had personal conversations with Ron, so I have a different perspective than a lot of people who are looking at this from the outside in. I've had the privilege of actually being able to speak with him and to ask questions and to try to figure things out for myself. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue with the video. Well, matter of fact, before we do, look at the comments. Deshaun said, "Did you hear about the Black woman that was killed by her Black lover because she found out he was gay, and he used her gun, shot her, and run to the room, climbed out the window and shot her more? She died." Damn, I heard about that. If people were to just live in truth, and people weren't pressed by people living in their truth, we wouldn't have situations like this. Okay? Let's see. Well, if you're going to be questioned, you need to have love in your heart, a lot of love in your heart, not condemn people, which a lot of Christians don't do. Does these conservatives even know what affirmative action even is? I mean, I don't know. Apparently, affirmative action, if you look it up statistically, white women benefited from that. Because all these things that were created in the system that's supposed to help liberate everybody else was really for a particular group of people. That's why you don't see the majority of these people who really need this actually succeeding. Not only does equality need to be established, equity does as well. Equity is doing the right thing. Equity is making sure that we also reconcile. Equality means we're going to see each other as equals, but equity means I'm going to reconcile for what was done to you so that we can be equals. You can die doing the Lord's work. Don't get it twisted. The apostle died, aka got killed. Exactly. And that's what I mean. A lot of people, are they really ready for that? But let's continue.
I don't want to sound like a religious freak, because I don't care if you're Muslim, I don't care if you're Jewish, I don't care if you're atheist, whatever. But what I do care at the end of the day is that at some point in your life, you bow down and say, Jesus Christ, you are my Lord and Savior. You are the one.
So sooner or later, girl, it don't matter. I can still be cool with you, but eventually every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess, girl. So, so that's good to know.
One and only God. Once
you can be gay, but just don't be too gay.
That, all you need is the faith of a mustard seed to change your life.
Correct.
Literally, your life can be changed. Maybe a year ago, I was really harsh on leftists, but that's only because when I came out as conservative and doing my research on things and watching debates and stuff like that, you can't help but notice, even through everyday conversation, you can't help but notice how passionate liberals get. So I really was just returning the same energy. I still feel like a man is still a man, no matter how surgery, no matter how people want to gender twist shit on talking about gender is the choice, sexuality is the formation, and whatever all that shit mean. I'm not weird. I still believe in that. I still believe that, homosexuals and the whole gay agenda is still very prevalent. People are being pushed and forced to believe that if you're a hyper feminine male, you have to be a transgender, or if you're a tomboy woman or girl rather, because they're targeting people in their adolescence. So if you're a tomboyish girl, that means you're automatically like a thug who needs to get a inflatable penis implanted onto your pancake. It's not normal.
But see, at the same time, those are the same things that straight people say to queer people all the time. If especially a little black boy is feminine, heterosexual people will say or see that there's some queerness in him and possibly try to beat it out of him. We have cases that have shown that. There are plenty of women right now who are lesbians or who are just naturally more tomboyish, more naturally in their masculine energy as far as their aesthetic is concerned, but still honor that they're a woman. Like, again, these are spectrums. If you don't want to understand the full spectrum, that's fine. But when you were talking about, oh, well, people are so passionate. Yeah, if somebody is speaking about their experience and they can back up their experience and people are just choosing the la, 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 yeah, there's going to be some passion there. Of course, again, just because it has not happened to you does not mean that it has not happened to other people. So it's just like, and on top of that, you did come out swinging. I remember when we did our live, you was like, hi, Transformers. And I'm like, I said, damn, so we just coming out the door swinging. But again, now that the money is starting to come in, and regardless of where the money is coming in, now that the money is coming in, now there's less pressure. Now there's less smoke. And I remember you said that you can see yourself becoming, quote, unquote, soft in your older years. And here it is now, sir. You got you a brand new, the car that Ron Vuggotta has is an amazing fucking car. Boss nigga status. Look nice. Okay? He be out shopping, getting all type of name brand stuff. Nigga buying ounces of weed and shit. I'm like, ooh, you bougie. We buy 3.5s and 8s over here. And sometimes if we got it, we might get a little quarter or something. But you over here buying ounces, all that stuff. And now there's more of a relaxation. There's more of I ain't pressed about it. That's why people were saying that it was some sort of grifting energy. Because again, when you look at your past videos, you are doing things to get attention and to get that YouTube revenue. There was a point in time on YouTube, because again, you're almost at 100,000. I think you did have 100,000, but I don't know what happened. But you're still close. You have more than me. You got 100 times more subscribers than me. But you were doing things that were for money or attention, bro. You was eating Tide Pods and shit. You was pouring all type of shit on you and putting shit in your hair. You was putting makeup on. You was setting shit on fire. You're just a creative person, Ron. You are. You are a creative and a talented individual. But when you came onto this whole conservative thing and you were saying the same talking points that a lot of trans people have heard before they got their ass whooped, or queer people have heard before they got their ass whooped, or the same talking points that queer people hear from the pulpit or from their family members or their friends, or the same racist rhetoric that people hear from privileged folks all the damn time, especially when these privileged people get upset and pissed off and don't want to be nice no more. Like, but I'm glad that you're getting it for you, though, because that's the one thing that I said. If you feel that this move for you is a beneficial move, that's cool. But it becomes problematic when it becomes beneficial for you, but destructive for other people. So when you make videos talking about I would never hire a trans person, not because the trans person is legally documented as a menace to society or legally documented as someone who is evil or a serial killer or something along the lines of that, not because of their work ethic or their management with time, but simply on the grounds of them being trans, and it's something that you don't agree with because of your faith, but then feel some type of way when people sit around and literally give you the energy that you give them, as if though they can't give it back to you because you're a Christian. What does that mean? Did that save Jesus from dying? Okay, all right. So you do care. That's literally a contradiction. Well, I mean, just like when I was on Black Men Unfiltered, I have no problem with gay people. I mean, I have no problem with gay people. If I was out on the street and I saw you unrighteously get your ass whooped or whatever, I'm going to save you. But yet you believe these people are trying to indoctrinate your children and make them queer. So why would you save the enemy? I don't know. Is there a confliction on the inside to where there's the ego who wants to be against you, but yet the Christ inside of you that wants to be inclusive? Like, what's going on there? That's like saying you can swim with a shit in the pool. It's little and please don't shit in the pool. Please don't. Everything he's saying is stuff that's straight out of that. Everything he's saying is stuff that straight people and conservatives project onto us. We don't literally think a lot of these things. That's why it pays to pay attention to people. That's why I ask questions. That's why I don't try to go off like how everybody else does. I love context and nuance because it helps me to understand things more and to honor the humanity inside of others who may not even be able to see the humanity in me. You know, so I mean, it's cool. Black Republicans. I don't know, girl. Hey.
To be hypersexual. It's not normal to be singing and rapping about toting guns and slanging cocaine.
Right,
it's not normal to sit here and think that you need 50 men in a year to feel accomplished in a relationship. Like, I need another one to get over the other one. Yeah.
What?
It's not normal. I get and I respect people wanting to be liberal, wanting to be Democrat. Are there some things that Democrats focus on that I feel like are important? Yes. Do I feel like climate change is important? No, I don't feel like climate change is important. But do I feel like we should take better care of our earth? Not throwing litter on the road? Being more mindful and conscious of the things that we put into our oceans and, you know, whatever may...
Girl, all that affects climate change. So you don't believe that climate change is important, but you believe the methods that prevent climate change are important. Then you mean climate change is important. Okay.
Affect animals. Do I believe in climate change in that way? Yes. Do I believe in what else?
What other way is climate change, girl?
Yes. But do I think that civil rights and climate change is a bigger issue than economy, God, the border? People wanted to say, you know, I'm a conservative grifter.
Girl, no shade. Yes, that is very important, girl. If the people in your society is not happy, the economy will collapse. That's why people go on strikes and shit. That's why people motherfucking leave and shit, because their quality of life is not up to the standards that they feel they should get for the work that they put in. Because especially in America today, everybody is overworked and underpaid for the most part. I shouldn't say everybody, but for the most part. So yes, if you want your economy to go well, if you want your system to go well, make sure the people in the system are pleased. Because at the end of the day, the system is supposed to work for the people. Not the other way around, girl. It's we the people, not we the system. We the people. But the shit has been flipped backwards. To where now we work for the system when the system is supposed to be working for us. I don't know. But again, this is conservative commentary. So again, it's about the money. It's about the moolah. Cream, baby. Cash rules everything around me. That's my attitude. Didn't Faith Evans say the more money we come across, the more problems we see, especially when it's not done in a righteous way, in a loving way, in an actual Christ way.
People wanted to say, you know, I'm just doing this to kiss white people ass. Here's my thing. Show me one thing. Okay, I can show you some things where I've had conservatives, you know, make a monetary donation towards me, but nothing from my political views, nothing from my social media sustains my lifestyle. Conservative commentary did not buy me Blue de Chanel Paris.
And that smells good too.
Did not buy that for me. Conservative commentary did not buy me this. Oh my God.
You see how God work, girl? Hold on, you see how God work, girl? God was like, girl, you wouldn't play this game? Where was I at? I didn't actually skip it. Where am I at?
I could show you some things where
show us again where it got dark.
You know, make a monetary donation towards me, but nothing from my political views, nothing from my social media sustains my lifestyle. Conservative commentary did not buy me Blue de Chanel Paris.
Motherfucking Blue.
Did not buy that for me. Conservative commentary did not buy me this. Oh,
girl, and God came through and shut it down, 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 down. Now, yes, maybe as far as your political views, because no shade, you still had a lot to learn. Like, you was not ready for the political climate. You're not ready for the debates. You're not ready for any of that. You're not ready for any of that. Like, there's still some work that needs to be done before you can get into the political arena and really hold your own, factually speaking. But where we are at now in America, people just like people who can say what they want to say because they're afraid to say it. So it's like, yeah, we're going to support the one who does. And yet maybe the grifting in itself did not get you those things, but I'm pretty sure because of your commentary and viewpoints, it helped you to attract opportunities in which you can purchase those things. Okay? And the reason why they were saying grifter is because it's about money. And my thing is, for you, again, on the outside looking in, ignorantly speaking, I'll say, you want the money. You're going to get to the money by any means. And now you have found an opportunity for you to be in the money and be in the money the way you want to. And amen, that's how it should be. I'm working on it for myself because I deserve a financial abundance as well. And I'm getting it. It will happen in my season, but we see that it's your season. But what we're trying to get you to understand is that your commentary and the way that you went about it, and if you were really in Christianity and Christhood like you say you were, you wouldn't have been triggered by what other people were saying because, first of all, you know who you are. And you just, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to assume that you just got to a place recently within these past few months where you were able to really be solidified in who you are. Because there were certain situations that had you really second guessing, and you know this, Ron. So you were finishing up your ego death. I'm interested to see what the commentary is going to be in the future in reference to conservative Ron the conservative.
Oh my God. I didn't lay down on my back for it. I didn't put my mouth on no private part for it. I didn't sell my soul and called and screamed liberation. I didn't do any of that. I worked hard for what I have. I feel like me coming out conservative was step one to walking into abundance because it took my mindset to open and change. It took for me to feel like, okay, let's just say fuck all of this skin color shit. Let's just say fuck being white, fuck being black, fuck being Mexican, Asian, whatever. Let's just simply try this theory out that white people are saying, or Republicans in general are saying, if I just work hard and have self-agency, then I will, in return, by way of Jesus Christ, or if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, then by way of hard work, I will reap the benefits of the American dream. I said, okay, let's try it. I've complained for 26 years of my life about being police brutality, held back, all of this. Let's just try it. Let's just try to work hard. Let's just try to take the colors down. Let's try to enjoy life. Literally, a year later, no complaints. Being
Right.
Republican.
And again, that's your life. And I love that for you. Like, I love that for you. I love that you're able to want to put down this whole color thing. And contrary to what people want to believe, Black people and other oppressed groups of people literally want that to be gone too. They want the whole racism to be done with. They want the whole queer phobia to be done with. They simply just want to live their life and be themselves without people having an opinion about it and then turning that opinion into law. And again, we have seen Black people and other groups of people come together. Okay, let's talk about self-agency and all this stuff. I don't know what your perspective is, but in the Black community, African American community, in the platforms that I've been on, I don't know what platforms you've been on, but the platforms that I've been on, if a queer man who is feminine decides to rise in his self-love and self-agency and actually put in the work, i.e. Saucy Santana, i.e. Billy Porter, i.e. Tyler Perry girl, i.e. Lil Nas X, i.e. Dames, my husband from Atlanta. Okay? And when they rise in their self-agency, they still have to deal with the bullshit. Like, and I heard a wise mystic say this: I can love myself all day and believe it all day for me that all things are going to work for my good. It does not mean that I'm automatically exempt from a hate crime. It doesn't mean that I'm automatically exempt from being the next hashtag. So again, when Black people and queer people and leftists, according to you, start to speak their minds, they speak their minds because they're trying to educate the ignorant so that there can be a time when we can live in harmony with each other without these intersections of roadblocks of bullshit fucking us up. Because when I asked you on my live, what do you think would be something that would be satisfactory in order for you to feel like the Black community and the queer community is willing to meet in the middle? And you said that you would want to get rid of Pride Month. You would want to get rid of Black History Month. All this stuff that highlights racism and queerphobia. And then when I asked you, okay, what is going to be the shit in return? You said that you were going to stand there with a big smile on your face and your arms open wide saying, Jesus has been waiting for you to come back home. I don't know if people make it seem like Black people just want to keep this racist shit up, because even when Black people was trying to be over racist, girl, it takes two to tango. It's going to take both sides to acknowledge what's going on. The same thing with queerphobia. It's going to have to take both sides willing to face their fears and to actually have conversations and work through the rigmarole and the goddamn ups and the downs and the heat and the fever of the conversation so we can get to the gray area. And I've had conversations with you on the phone for hours, multiple times, Ron. I know it's possible. But I feel like there is a healthier way that you can still walk in your conservative views about yourself, but not project it onto other people. That's what inclusion really means. It means that I'm so solidified within myself that I don't have to worry about everyone else around me because I know who I am. As long as you're not doing anything that harms yourself or somebody else, do it. And the society we live in at large is afraid to let other people be free. Really because they're not free themselves. And it's better to keep their foot on somebody else's neck and to look down on them that way as opposed to looking down on them to help them up. Okay? Deshaun says, do you ever think that Ron is ever going to be... I'm just reading it how it's typed. Do you ever think that Ron is ever going to be, now that he's on top a little bit, going to change certain views? Is he going to be more neutral? Is he going to be more biased like he's always been doing? I don't know. Yeah, people's opinions are actually dangerous and very dangerous, and people follow other people's negative opinions about what they think of another group. They don't even mess with them. It's the same thing with the president of Uganda girl who said that, oh, I heard that them queers are evil. I don't know what they do, but I heard. So you making laws and shit off of shit you heard and not shit you can actually verify, that becomes dangerous. And when we look at Christianity, the organized religion aspect of it, that's how it becomes dangerous. Let's not forget about the dark ages of the church where people have slain people in the name of the Lord, girl. And to think that that can't happen again, I hope it don't, but I'm not going to sit up here and act like it can't. Look at the political climate now, the social climate now. We keep talking about the same fucking things all the time. And especially when the political season comes up, here comes all this shit. Why can't we just deal with this shit once and for fucking all? All right, let's continue.
Isn't my identity, but being a Christian, being a Jesus warrior, being someone who will stand for God 24/7, whether I'm in the club or the executive suite in a business meeting, I'm gonna rep Jesus Christ. So in that regard, I kind of am always a conservative. But outside of that, I'm not peeping down, I'm not throwing it down people's face that, oh, I'm conservative, I'm voting for Donald Trump. Who I am as a person, what do I believe in, what am I willing to say and do that does not make me feel morally corrupt and that does not make me feel like I'm doing anything for career advancement. Since this year, I haven't done any of that. I haven't felt like I've sold my soul. I haven't felt like I've hurt anybody. I haven't felt like I've done anything that hasn't been done to us Christians. Let's just say it like that.
Oh,
I've
wow.
realized only person
Look
stopping
back.
your dreams is yourself. And if you continue to believe that a person, simply because of their skin color, simply because of their sexuality, has more power over you, then you will probably pass away never fulfilling the soul that the purpose that you have for your life.
Correct.
Mainly because you were too distracted by everyone else living their life. I thank myself for never second guessing myself, never second guessing what I stood firm on. And as I look around at everybody who sat here and talked shit about me, and the people that's continuing to talk shit about conservatives in general, they're dying young. And Lord Jesus, I don't mean that to say it maliciously, but they're dying young.
Girl, not y'all putting curses on people.
They're having 4 to 5 children before their 30s or before their 40s. They're living paycheck to paycheck, flex culture. I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, and I haven't manifest shit. It's because you've been too much in low vibration, too much in negative vibes.
Right, that's true.
Then you'll never get anywhere. You're gonna die. We're all gonna die one day. I'm just not gonna die like everyone else, sad and depressed.
Girl, you don't know that.
Depression. I'm not claiming any of that. There's always room for more people to step into common sense, which is the Republican Party. These Democrats ain't doing shit but getting their own selves richer, while us working people of America are becoming broker and broker. Whether it's through inflation, gas prices, feeding kids. I don't have no kids, but thank God I was smart. No,
girl, you gay. What you mean you smart?
I just thank God.
You gay.
I am where I am. I have no regrets.
You ain't diving no pussy.
Say, oh my God. When I am being Republican was the worst thing I could ever do. Cause them folks ain't doing nothing but call me goddamn hard R.
This nigga said the hard R.
G-O-T. They didn't do nothing but traumatize.
Not near her.
One day I was at a cookout and they had me to do the damn stinky leg. No. If anything, I came out twice as strong because the basis of my Republican is, again, Jesus Christ and big money shit. America, keeping the people first, keeping America as the strongest country in the world. Do I want a career out of everything I do? Do I believe that I'm in America and I can do whatever I want to do and make money in any kind of facet that I want to? Of course, and that's exactly what I'm doing with conservative commentary. It's a career. I dream to spread common sense. I dream to fly and tell people, hey, let's not be a victim. Woke and broke conservative commentary with Vuggotta. If you are a wannabe liberal but you want to be conservative, become a conservative. If you are a bit thinker but you're held back by your friends and your family, become a conservative. Become a Christian. Lead them low vibes away. Subscribe to my channel. I love you guys. Talk to y'all later. people wanted to say.
Oh, girl, not that. let's find a nice clip of him. I ain't gonna do Ron like that. I feel like Ron, based on our conversations, it seems like there is a shift that's happening within him. The reason why I titled it and had the thumbnail say "For the Love of Money" because I feel like that was the issue. You wanted money. And I'm grateful that you didn't get your money through the whole conservative political arena, because that would have been very draining for you energetically. That would have been a lot of responsibility for you energetically that I know that your ass really don't want to deal with. And if you really want people to understand the conservative viewpoint, you're going to have to open up and be open and vulnerable and honest. And that's what Christ did. Christ was always vulnerable, always open, always honest, and was not guarded because he knew the truth. So if you want people to understand conservatism in reference to it changing your life and being better for you, you're going to have to do a better job of actually breaking down what that is. That's why in our conversations, I suggested, why don't you go ahead and talk more about what happened to you? I mean, people are going to read you anyway. You might as well tell the truth, because when you operate in truth, those bitches have no power over you. You won't be triggered over the comments. So share more of your personal life about what happened to you. Give examples on why conservatism or being conservative is beneficial at this point and imperative at this point. Give us story times of what happened to you when I was a leftist, when I was a homosexually deviant liberal. Tell us about the stories of how I was on the left side. And then give us the story on when the shift or the switch happened, because it adds validity to your story. Because when you get up here and just say, oh, become conservative and all this shit as if though this is a U.S. Army 30-second commercial or something, it doesn't really hit. And Christ was able to tap into humanity, which means it was all type of people: Muslim, Chinese, gay, straight, trans. No matter what walk of life it was, he was able to tap into the humanity of the person and to see that person as perfect. And it's difficult for people wanting to be conservative. Even the queer people, the trans people want to be conservative. When you open your mouth and say that if you had a business, you wouldn't hire a trans person on the grounds of them being trans and the stigmas that's equated or connected to transness. So I'm not going to say I'm excited, because I am glad that Ron really is starting to take control of his life. Because again, I watched his previous videos. I've seen the growth of how he was really just trying to do the best he can. And it seemed like at every turn it was bullshit and bullshit and bullshit, to where he had to question his own sanity. And for those of us who are growing and ascending and having ego death and becoming more spiritual in our own walk, in our own way, we have been pushed into positions and experiences that literally test our sanity. And for some of us, broke it. But it was a good thing that it broke, because that means that something new can come in. So the fact that Ron has a new mindset that benefits him, that's amazing. I just wish that he could be more inclusive with that. And maybe that's going to take him time. He's not an emotionally available or aware person, and he's growing to learn more about emotional awareness and intelligence. So maybe in the future, we will see him be more inclusive. Now, as far as his own morals and values, as far as sex and all that stuff, some of those things, I'm not going to lie, I do agree with, because I'm somewhat conservative with certain things in my life. Sex is one of those things. I'm not going to be out here slinging this good dick just on anybody. If I'm going to be intimate with somebody and share parts of my energy, my essence, my being, my frequency, and open myself up to other energies and frequency intermingling with mine, I'm going to make sure it's a high vibratory person who can offer me more than just a fucking nut. Because, bitch, I can go on motherfucking Twitter and get that. I can go on GayMailTube and get that. I can go on Pornhub and MyVista and all these other websites and shit to get that. Okay? And as far as racism, ain't no white person gonna stop me from living my life. even if it costs me my life. But just because, again, I walk with this whole thing about loving myself, it does not make me exempt from the trials and tribulations of life. And we don't know how life is going to fuck us up. I'm pretty sure George Zimmerman wasn't expecting to die. Tamar Rice wasn't expecting to die. Trayvon Martin was expecting to die. Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, and countless others, they were not ready to die, but it happened. And some of them loved themselves and honored themselves. So we're going to keep, of course, our ears to the street when it comes down to Ron. And this because I want to hear how this goes. Because again, the fact that he was even willing to acknowledge my commentary and my channel is very small. Girl, it just proves in my power that whoever I tag, girl, they watch and they respond. That's a common theme on BubzDaGawd. And even Christ was okay with being a minimalist, not needing everything, not being attached to the worldly things, because he understood that worldly things will pass away. You better learn to have peace within yourself, no matter where you're at. Whether you have the millions of dollars or whether your ass is sleeping in hood housing, you need to find a way to be grateful for your life. And there are plenty of people who have come into millions of dollars and have had situations happen to where now all the millions are gone. So it really shows a testament of who you are as a person. So again, shout out to Ron. Again, there's no hateration, holleration in this dancery. Okay, I'm just speaking from a objective standpoint. And again, with the stuff that I know because of prior private conversations, I see what's going on. So are you a professional grifter? No. But are you about the money and you try to use the conservative thing to be quick to get the money to be like a Candace Owens? Yes. And we just called you out on it. And it's okay. It's all right. You got the money now. You have the opportunity now. You have your financial freedom and security now. So we're going to see how the commentary goes in the future. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Where's my thing at? Here we go. Yep. Thank you, Ron. All right, y'all. So thank y'all for watching. If y'all could please hit the like button, because that is probably the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. It helps the channel to grow in the algorithms. And if you like the vibe over here on BubzDaGawd, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you are in tune with my lives and my uploads, because I go live at sporadic times. Look at me. I'm in my mystic 40 days and the 40 months in the wilderness rough spiritual phase right now. So I'm looking the way I'm looking. I'm gonna clean up good though. Once my shit comes to an end, baby. All right. And I'm pretty sure Christ look more rough than me. Okay, I'm just saying. And if you feel compelled, since I'm a cheap ass nigga that uses Cash App, you can see it down there at the bottom of the screen. You see it? You see it? You can hit me on my Cash App, $ BubzDaGawd, or on Zelle or on PayPal. Doesn't matter. Only if you feel compelled to. I want to say shout out to, shout out to Deshaun in the building. Girl, hold on. What's going on with my camera? Shout out to Deshaun in the building. Shout out to Extra Smoke Dragon in the building. Shout out to Roki in the building, baby. Shout out to those in the bushes. Shout out to Nate. Shout out to you, Ron. I know you watching. We still supposed to have this part 2, so I'm waiting on you. It's your platform. It's your time, and so whenever you're ready, that's cool. Shout out to those in the replay gang. And I thank y'all. And until next time, everybody, peace the fuck out.
Love never dies. Just choose to be born again.
that vibe would never leave you, nor forsake you.
So that
wow.
vibe.